Hey guys, let's go through today's workout. Again, we're going back to basics. I really want to get to, I really do think in the next 4 weeks we'll hopefully be able to get back into the gym. So if that's the case, I don't want you guys to be, as fun as the CrossFit type workouts and stuff like that are, I want to get back to the basics where we're getting good at the three fundamentals that we work on: the bench, the deadlift, and the squat, and then jumping, lunging, all that stuff as well. So let's go right into it. We're going to start with pendlay rows and single leg verticals. Pendlay rows, remember, you're going to touch the ground with them every single time. The dumbbell, you're going to use dumbbells. They're going to touch the ground every time. So what you have to make sure of is that you're bent properly to do these and you're not putting a ton of strain on your back. It's okay, your hamstrings or anything light up. That's a good thing, right? To get that second thing in, right? That second muscle in, so no big deal. So let's go into it. Hopefully you can see. I'll stand straight, then I'll bend. I'm gonna come all the way down, row, set it down, row. Okay, these are what are called alternating pendlays. All right, so what I need you to do is when you pick the dumbbell up, you're going to go into a normal row, right? But you're going to kind of come up, maybe 2 to 3 inches, you'll come up, straighten, and pull into a normal row. All right, so we're just increasing some range of motion on it. Next, single leg verticals. So right here, a couple things on this one is make sure you have to have something to set your opposite leg on, right? Preferably that I'm using right there, that's a little bit low. 18 inches is pretty good. Somewhere in that height will be really good. Remember, every single jump, you have to get your arms through, right? You can't just jump and not use your arms. It's got to be arms pull me up, arms pull me up. And then for you guys that are more advanced, remember I've taught you if you want to kick your heel back into your hamstring just to add a little bit more quickness to it, a little bit more stability in the landing, you can definitely do that. All right, now we'll go into a dumbbell deadlift. This is round 2. A lot of you guys are really strong on deadlifts, so you're going to need more than like 20-pound dumbbells. If you have, 35s to 40s to 50s, that's really what you're going to want. So I'm going to have my feet directly under my shoulders. The first movement's going to be a hinge, right? So I'm going to push my hips back. And then everybody's a little bit different on how they do it. Me, I like to squat a little bit in my deadlift. So I'll hinge, come down to right about the mid shin line is good. Come back up. Come back. So a lot of people ask, what's the difference between a squat, a deadlift? For me, it's that I'm going to push my torso, right? So from my waist up into my shoulders, I'm going to push it a little bit more forward than I would on a squat. On a squat, I want to stay a little bit more upright. I'll push it a little bit more, and I'm not going to drive my butt down quite as far as I would on a squat. All right, there's obviously other differences, but those are a couple of the main ones. Hinge your butt back, right? Make sure we're using we're trying to use those posterior muscles, so the hamstrings, the glutes. We're trying to use the lower back. We're not trying to go into the quads and staying upright, all right? Any questions on that one, let me know. That's our main movement today. Then, right from there, you're going into a half. You're going to be kneeling and pressing. So, only one at a time. You can use If you want to use a dumbbell, you can use a dumbbell. If you want to use a kettlebell, you can use a kettlebell. I'm good with either. So if I'm doing my left arm, I'll throw my right leg up, flip. Couple things to remember. One, never press out. I want you to press right. I'm parallel. Up and in is fine, or just straight up. One of the two. Stay tight, right? Don't let yourself fall forward. Stay tight and upright. Make sure that you're not using momentum to drive the weight up, that you're using that shoulder joint and locking out at the top. Next, this one might be just a little bit hard for you to see, but I'm going to try to arrow down here. Hopefully that works. We're going to do a single leg bridge. So here. There's a note in Train Heroic. If you guys want to, what you can do is add weight when you're doing these. So what you would do is on the way up, as you're pushing the leg up, you would press a kettlebell or a dumbbell at the same exact time. Anyone that's trained with me, we've done those before, you'll know it. You can add weight to it, or you can just stick with the single leg bridge. What I'm really looking for is full extension, number one, right? If my left leg is down and my right leg's up, my left leg, I want to drive it as hard as I can and as long as I can. I'm trying to get my toe as close to the ceiling as possible when I do those. Really, really good glute exercise. And we're doing them in a little bit higher reps, which I really like for that muscle. So any questions on that one, let me know. Then we're going into med ball wood chops. Even though this is a kettlebell, I'm just going to use it as if it's a med ball. So I'll kneel. If I'm going to from my right to left, I'm going to have my left leg up. So I'll start down here at my pocket, and I'm going to come up to about shoulder. Really controlled movement. So in order for it to work, in order for that movement to work, you have to be squeezing and bracing your abs the entire time, right? Brace the lower back, keep everything straight. You're not trying to turn your shoulders when you're doing these, right? So I'm here, I'm breaking through the fibers that way, right? So don't turn with it. And other than that, it's a really simple movement. Then the last one is for my jumpers, but I want every single person to do it. All right, there's 2 rounds. We're going to do max vertical, so you can take your time on these. It's not meant for you to go really, really fast. I'm talking about 10 as high as you can jump vertical. So it'll look something like this. No stepping. I'm not going to throw my hands up because I'll go through my ceiling. But I'm here, above the head. Right, as high as you can get. This is a 8.5 foot ceiling. I'm trying to hit my head on it, right? So here. Really, really simple movement. The next one is 30 pogo jumps. The purpose of pogo jumps is to, number one, ground reaction time, so to land and get right back up in the air as quickly as possible, right? But what I want you guys to focus on is where to land. We've been talking about the last few weeks. Remember, on the foot, right in that arch right here is where I'm looking for you to land. So about maybe an inch and a half down on your foot. Hardest part of the foot, I'm looking for you to hit that and get right back up. And instead of arms going straight up, I want them going out, all right? So I'm here. I'm just gonna, all right, that's the pace for 30 in a row. And then the hip punch, remember, it's just where I'm on the ground and I'm gonna jump from my knees, right? Same thing as a vertical, except for I'm on my knees. So I want to throw my arms back, push my hips back, and explode through. So here, right, I'm about 230 right now. So if I'm 230 pounds and I can do it, I know all you guys can do it. So at least try it. Any questions on any of it, hit me up. This is a big week. We're going to start getting back to it. And I have some ideas too. I'm going to throw them out there middle of the week and see what you guys think. But thanks, and talk to you soon.